So I wrote this. Twice a month, a handful of men from our church get together with no agenda other than getting to know each other and to open up about whatever's going on in our lives. We call it the vault because what's said there stays there. Everyone is free and safe to admit areas of helplessness, failure, and frustration. There are guys in their 20s and guys in their 60s. There are no rules for what can and can't be said, no restrictions on language. Nobody lectures anybody. No one gives advice. We listen to one another, support one another. We laugh, we cry, we sometimes lose our, you know what I mean. And we come with the understanding that the best thing we can do for each other is to simply be in an environment in which when any of us need to come up for air, we can. No judgment, no correction, no attempts to fix anybody. I say this often, but I think we make a god out of getting better. We idolize things like moving beyond hard places, getting fixed, transcending bad qualities, progress, etc., etc. But what if real progress is a growing awareness of our need for help? What if getting better has more to do with accepting our limitations, finally taking off the masks we wear, and being honest about our unfixedness? Recovery, getting better, living a life colored by your losses rather than erasing them, is a daily struggle, consisting of small beginnings and small steps. It takes a long time, actually a lifetime. We'd prefer it to be linear so we could track progress and wins, but it's not by a long shot. In her article, Recovery, the Lived Experience of Rehabilitation, Dr. Patricia Deegan writes, recovery is a process, a way of life, an attitude, and a way of approaching the day's challenges. It's not a linear process. At times, our course is erratic and we falter, we slide back, regroup, and start again. Essential aspects of the recovery process are a matter of grace and therefore cannot be willed. However, we can create environments in which the recovery process can be nurtured like a tender and precious seedling. Grace does that. The gospel does that. It produces an environment. It produces a culture. It produces a heart and a mindset that is not shocked by sin, that remains amazed by grace, that maintains a low anthropology. In other words, we expect broken people to break things, fallen people to fall down. We expect sinners to sin. So we're not shocked when someone confesses their struggles or their secrets. We're not shocked by that stuff. The moment we are shocked by it, we're failing to believe the radicality of sin and the radicality of God's grace which covers it. And so grace, the gospel alone, produces that kind of environment. It produces that kind of culture. Sanctuaries of grace and grace alone produce that kind of environment. And what happens is I was sitting around the room on Thursday night listening, interacting, as we're all interacting with each other. I began to notice, at least in my own heart, that there was a level of love and joy and peace and patience and kindness and gentleness and self-control that didn't exist to that degree 5 years ago, 6 years ago, 10 years ago, 15 years ago. And I haven't been trying. I've just been soaking in this stuff. And I've been soaking in this stuff with you. And as a result, I'm fruit of the Spirit. I said this on Thursday night, but the people who have changed me the most have been the people who have not tried to change me. The people who have loved me in my unfixedness, who haven't tried to fix me, who haven't tried to change me, who haven't tried to advise me out of all of my problems and all of my character flaws. The people who do that, I typically shut down inside because I begin to see myself as one of their projects. But it's the people who have loved me, who have stuck with me, who haven't blinked at my darkest confessions. Those are the people who God has used to change me the most. And as a result, all the good stuff that Paul describes here, the fruit of the Spirit, is developed because the root is being watered by the gospel.